We'll call this meeting to order. Begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Town Administrator's Report. Bob?
Okay. Most of the activity at Town Hall and in our office for the last few weeks has been oriented towards the first draft of the fiscal 2017 budget, as well as getting the recap information completed, sent to the Department of Revenue office in Springfield, and preparing to set the tax rate, which we're going to be doing tonight. As far as the budget is concerned, I'm going to pass out some information to you tonight, but it's basically completed. I said I would give it to you tonight. I would prefer to hold. I'm going to show you the revenue side tonight, but there are a couple of issues with two municipal budgets that I need to work on some more, and I'll give it to you on Thursday. I'll be in here Thursday because we have there's a case before the MCAD in Worcester on Thursday morning, and I'll attend that, and I'm coming over here for the rest of the day. But you know, I expect, in a nutshell, that we can have a normal year next year. It looks as though we're going to have some revenue to share around. I did ask the department heads to take one of the worksheets for new initiatives, and there's certainly an abundance of new initiatives. I don't think we can make any serious budget decisions until the new year. As I'm sure you're aware, we need to have the governor's budget to see a little closer as to what we're going to get for local aid. And the biggest expenditure in the municipal budget is for the assessment for the regional school systems that we belong to. And so until we have the school assessment, and until we have the governor's budget proposal, as well as some indication of what our health insurance cost is going to be for the coming year, you know, I can show you, I'll show you certainly what department heads are asking for, share with you tonight the whole revenue picture, the way it looks at the present. But I would expect that selectmen will be in a position to make the decisions on allocating any available funds to any new initiatives sometimes toward the end of January at this point, so, which is in plenty of time. We can get that budget off to the advisory committee, and they'll have plenty of time to review it and make some recommendations to the town meeting. We have had some concern expressed about the darkness of our parking lot at nighttime. Some of our employees leave after the town hall closes, when they're by themselves and so forth. So I have sent a request to the light department to see if they would be willing to install a light at the edge of the parking lot, which would shine into the lot, and they've agreed to do so. So I think, unless there's an objection, we're going to have a street light posted there so that the parking lot won't be quite as eerie when people go out after dark. We have a solution. You'll notice in the budget I've taken the request from the planning department for additional funds to complete the master plan. I've taken those funds out of the budget because we have applied for a grant through the Regional Planning Commission, which would bring their assistance in completing the plan. I've spoken with the person at MRPC, They are very willing. They have received the money, and we are looking for their decision to allocate money that they have towards this project. And right now, it all seems fairly positive. So we will not have to use our own property tax revenue to get this work completed. The Abrahams Group is in Town Hall this week. They were here last week as well, working on putting our financial records in good order. I placed a call to our auditing firm to tell them that progress is being made and to make sure they were teed up to come here as soon as possible after the work is completed here to conduct the audits. So I hope we can do that in tandem and not have to wait too long to get the audits underway and completed. The 4 Elm Street project is also moving forward. The asbestos, Holly, you know anything about?
They started today.
Today, yes, okay.
They should be done by Thursday.
Removing the asbestos will be finished by Thursday, and then the demolition will occur. We also have discussed boarding and securing Scout Hall. Without objection, we'll have that done. I'm concerned that that old building is not properly secured, and that something could happen. Something could happen. So I think it's best to have the boarding done. We talked about having the boarding done from the inside rather than from the outside, so it doesn't look like an abandoned housing project in South Bronx.
If you do it from the inside, the windows can get broken.
The windows could get broken, but aesthetically, it would look a lot nicer.
I think it would be more important, not for aesthetics, but for safety. Those are old windows,
Yeah.
and if we're going to salvage possibly anything, then I don't know, aesthetic isn't,
Okay.
that's just my thinking. We don't want people getting hurt if they decide to go over there, or, I don't know.
I'll ask the contractor, I'll talk to the contractor about it to see if they think they can do the boarding from the inside without breaking windows and doing damage. If they can't, then we'll do it from the outside. And it'll just have to be that way.
Well, it might look ugly, but
Yeah.
it would be more secure.
Yes, and speaking of windows, the windows project here will be getting underway shortly as well. Do you have a more recent
It's
date?
going to be this week, but he
This
hasn't
week.
given me a date, so I'm
Okay.
assuming towards the end of the week.
Starting this week. We're doing the windows to the rear of the building where we have the most cold air coming in the colder weather. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Appointment of Steve Laprise to be an election constable.
Carol asked me for this today. You can work tomorrow.
You have a motion?
I make a motion to appoint Steve Laprise as election constable.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
I'll vote yes, it's unanimous. Okay, and we have a couple of liquor licenses here. Okay.
We have minutes.
That's at 7.
We have minutes as well.
That's the hearing on the village liquor. We have a couple of others in there too.
Yeah, we have a lot of liquor licenses.
We also have meeting minutes to review.
What's that?
We have meeting minutes to review as well.
Oh, that's right. So why don't we do the meeting minutes? We have the minutes of November 2nd.
I can't make a motion, I wasn't here,
All right.
because I'm abstaining.
I'll make a motion to pass meeting minutes of December 2nd.
November 2nd.
November 2nd, sorry.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Diane?
Abstain.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
I vote yes. That's 3 in favor, 1 abstention. Motion carries. And we have the minutes from the joint meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of Monday, December 2nd.
Second.
Moving and seconded, any further discussion? Ms. Holman? Yeah,
I'll abstain from that one. I wasn't available for that
no.
one.
All right. So, Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Abstain.
Vote yes, that's 3 in favor, 1 abstention. Motion carries. All right, so, we have 2 liquor licenses here from, for the Royalston Fish and Game and the Thirsty Turtle. You have any information on those, Bob?
Sorry?
In the packet.
Yeah. Any
No.
explanation, or?
These
The
are-
building inspector I talked to, he has given them until March 31st to comply with their safety. And it's up to you whether you want to do a temporary license or a regular license and have them review it.
All right, so folks will know what we're talking about. Those 2 organizations, their liquor license set to expire at the end of the year. Safety inspections were done by the building inspector, and he wrote to both of them, as a follow-up to your annual safety inspection, we discussed that your establishment does not have an automatic fire alarm system, and that you will be required to install an automatic fire alarm system in accordance with 780 CMR Chapter 9 of the State Building Code. In accordance with 780 CMR Chapter 304 of the Acts of 2004, the renewal of your alcohol license requires a certificate of inspection signed by both the building official and the fire chief. All right. I understand that this is an unanticipated expense for you. Therefore, I am granting a 90-day temporary safety certificate beginning from January 1, 2016, and expiring March 31, 2016, while you have the system installed. The Board of Selectmen will also condition your alcohol license to 90 days. Okay, now, he's saying that we condition, can we approve the license with the
You can.
specification that the system is installed by March 31st?
You can, but I would ask that you vote a temporary one, so it's up to them to come back and get their permanent one.
I would agree with that.
All right,
Also.
Is that how the board feels? So,
Now, I'll make a motion that we grant a temporary alcohol license to Royalston Fish and Game Club and the Thirsty Turtle to expire March 31st, 2016.
Second that.
seconded, any discussion?
Yes, was anybody going to come to these for either party?
I'm sorry?
Was anybody going to show here to speak on their behalf?
They didn't let me know. They got the letter from him, and they did know that it was going to be on tonight, so they had the opportunity to come, but
Okay.
All right.
So, no, I see for the Thirsty Turtle that he already has a proposed design system, but not from Royalston Fish and Game. So, do you know, Holly, how long they knew about this?
I don't. I know the building inspector's been doing the inspections for the last several weeks, up to a month. But this would, I mean, they would still have their license until March and just have to comply with it and come back to get their permanent one then.
Okay. Okay. Those are all my questions.
All right, now, is there a fee for the license?
There is, depending on what they have, because it's all encompassing, there's a liquor license, a common victual license, and some of them have more than others. So they would pay their fee, but they wouldn't pay it a second time. We would just update their paperwork for them.
All right. So when do we expect them to pay? Upon issuance of the temporary or upon issuance of?
They've already paid.
They've already paid?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, they wouldn't be asked to pay again. We would just do the paperwork.
All right. Anyone have any other questions or comments? If not, we have a motion to issue a temporary license. And we have a second? Julie seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
And I will vote yes. It's a unanimous vote.
Did you see the email in there about the candle lights?
I'm sorry?
About the candlelight, the email in there?
Yeah,
I think he's suggesting that, the building inspector's suggesting that they already have the plan, they got a building permit, the company's doing the work for them. So I would suggest we just vote for you would just vote for their regular license, and then we will just check back with them. But that's up to you.
All right, the building inspector's email said the Candlelight Cafe has engaged services of Montalbano Electric to apply, and they have applied for a permit to install an alarm system, and it may be completed by the end of next week, so it would be a moot point to send a letter. The board could approve the license and hold it pending the safety certificate.
I make a motion to approve the license for the Candlelight Cafe pending their safety certificate. I'll hold it until they get their safety certificate.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Diane?
Yes.
Doug? Julie?
Yes.
And I will vote yes. Okay, now, I think we're pretty much set until 7. Do we have any other business?
Well, we have the rest of the liquor licenses.
Oh, okay.
I neglected to print a separate copy, so it's all the not scratched out ones. You can go down the list.
Okay.
We can just vote them all together.
All right. I'm going to recuse myself from this portion of the hearing. So I'll give those to Diane.
So they're which ones, Holly? Sorry.
That's okay. It's all the ones that I didn't scratch out, that we didn't already go over.
American. So it's just their liquor license?
Liquor and common victualler. There's some, like Dunkin' Donuts, it's just common victualler.
So we have to do them all separately?
You can do them all together. Both the appropriate licenses, maybe we could do the motion.
How do you want me to do that? Well, can I do the motion still, even though I'm acting chair at the moment? I don't really.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be, so Bubba's Market is only,
Yeah, sorry, it's kind of a messy list.
okay. I make a motion to approve a liquor license for the following: American Legion, Baldwinville Pizza, Baldwinville Station, Bubba's Market, J.K. Crossroads, Camelot, Otter River Hotel, Otter River Sportsman, Patriots Package, Sandbaggers, Templeton Fish and Game, Templeton Spirit, Templewood Golf, and Village Liquor and Mini Mart. I need a second.
Question first. Have we verified that everybody's taxes and everything are paid?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, I'll second that then.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none. Julie?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. I make a motion to approve common victualers licenses for American Legion, Baldwinville Pizza, Baldwinville Station, Dunkin' Donuts, Great Wall Chinese Takeout, JK Crossroads, Camelot, Kitchen Garden, Otter River Hotel, Otter River Sportsman's, Patriots Roast Beef and Grill, Reno's Pizzeria, Inc., Templeton Fish and Game, Templewood Golf, and Village Pizza, sorry.
I'll second that.
You second that? Okay. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none. Julie?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. And you can have that back. John?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Mr. Chairman? I don't know if he can hear me.
Yeah, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, so did you,
All set?
all set?
Yeah, we're done.
Got the, all the liquor licenses are done.
And the common victualers, yeah.
We have a public hearing scheduled for 7 o'clock with Village Liquor. Do we have somebody here from Village Liquor? Okay, and you, sir, are,
Any vendors.
and your name, sir?
Sean Kelly.
Okay. We have to wait till 7 to do the hearing, so. Number 6:55. We got anything we can do for 5 minutes here?
Nope.
Want to do the class 2 and 3 licenses? Those are pretty quick.
All right, let's get a start on that then.
There are several that didn't return their paperwork yet, so I'll have to do those the next meeting. But these are the ones that are ready to be voted on.
All right, we have a Class 2 license here to buy and sell secondhand motor vehicles for Car Works, being an apprentice, to buy and sell motor vehicles at 280 State Road, Otter River. On the premises, restriction of land area as designated on plot plan on file, Selectmen's office limited to 6 to 8 vehicles only, adherence to Conservation Commission stipulations, reference Assessors Map 1-3, Lot 22, no Sunday hours, Monday through Saturday, 8 AM. Do we have any comments, questions on that one? If not, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve Car Works Class 2 license. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
And I will vote yes. And now we have Class 2 license for Cash Inc., doing business as Chesterfield Motors, 125 Berry Road. Restrictions, adherence to Board of Health site assignment dated April 9th, 2004, and Planning Board site approval dated July 28th, 2004, and are hereby incorporated by reference into this license. License expires December 31st, 2016. We have a motion on this one.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, discussion. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
I will vote yes, it's unanimous. And, we got 2 more minutes, we can get one more. We have a motion for a Class 2 license for Richard Allen and Sandra Ann Amistadi, doing business as The Classic Corner. The location of the business is 185 Patridgeville Road. The restrictions are land area as designated on the plot plan on file in the Selectmen's office. Display of vehicles only, limited to only 12 vehicles. Also to expire December 31st, 2016. Any questions or comments on this one? If not, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the Classic Corner. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
I will vote yes. That is unanimous. And what do we got here? All right, why don't we'll hold off on the rest of these.
6:59,
Was that?
6:59.
Yeah, I guess it. So. Want to pass?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
I can't sign in purple.
Oh, yeah, purple.
Okay, the
Here, borrow
hour,
one of John's. He has like.
I got it.
7 o'clock. I will declare the public hearing open on Village Liquor. You're going to change officer and transfer of stock.
I got it.
Could you give us a little background on what, are you selling the business or?
No, actually,
Yeah.
we bought altogether the business in 2008,
Yeah.
me and other partners.
Yeah.
And then I bought their shares back in 2010.
Okay.
But, I had to go to an ABCC to do something, and he told me at that time that the offices have not been taken out, okay, since that time. And so you have to do just some corrective measurement, just corrections to this. That's why we had to do it now. But we should have done it back in 2000.
Okay. So you, sir, have been involved with the business right along?
I'm the accountant.
You're the accountant? All right. So the change of officer, so you are going to be, your title will be,
Everything. He's everything. He's all the offices.
he's everything.
Right.
You're a talented man.
Kinda.
Do we have any questions for these gentlemen? Does the chief normally do background checks on these?
He doesn't, no, but I talked to him today, he doesn't have any issues with it.
Doesn't have any issues with it. All right. Anybody else have any questions, comments? Is there anything you gentlemen would like to tell us? All right. Seeing how there's no further discussion, we will declare this hearing closed. And Now, what action do we have to take here?
You just need to vote to approve it.
To-
To approve the change.
That's the form.
Okay, so we're changing it from what to what?
You're changing the
The
officers.
name is staying the same, it's just the partners are changing. Is that correct?
Yep.
The officers and the owners. There were 3 owners at one point, now that 2 of them got bought out, now we're down to 1 owner.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve the new officers and directors
Correct.
for EM and HT Inc., doing business as Village Liquors.
Second?
Do we need to sign this, Holly?
And the transfer of stock as well should be in the vote.
I'm sorry?
The
Transfer of
transfer of
stock.
stock, that should be part of the vote too, sorry.
And also I'm sorry, so I need to amend my motion to also include the transfer of stock.
And I'll amend the second for that.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes?
Julie?
Yes.
And I vote yes, it's unanimous.
Does only one person have to sign, Holly, or all of us?
All of you
done.
should sign.
Okay,
That was quick and painless, huh?
Thank you.
thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
You too.
John, I'll get you a copy of the paperwork.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so we've done all of the, we've done the class, we've got the class 2 licenses. So continue with those. We have a class 2 license to buy and sell used cars for COS Garage located at 140 Patriots Road, East Templeton. Restrictions are land area use as shown on plot plan on file in the Selectmen's office, limited to a total of 50 cars at any one time. Hours of operation, Monday to Sunday, 8 AM to 9 PM. Adherence to Conservation Commission stipulations. Reference Assessors Map 1-2-1-24. Fence on both sides of garage from back to front to expire December 31st, 16. Any questions, comments on this license? If not, could we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded to approve COS. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes?
Julie?
Yes.
And I will vote yes. And our next license is for William R. Gilbert, doing business as Randy's Automotive Sales, located at 266 Gardner Road, Templeton. The restrictions are reference Assessors Map 6-12, Lot 33, as shown on the plan on file in the Selectmen's office, and also attached to this license. Do we have that attachment? No restriction on number of vehicles for sale under Class 2 license. However, no more than a total of 40 vehicles shall be on premises at any one time. Cleaning, buffing, and detailing vehicles are allowed. No vehicle repairs allowed. Dumpster shall be secured in a spot behind the building not visible from the street. A street light for advertising and security shall be installed on the existing pole at the west end of the property and shall be placed on the back side of the pole to illuminate vehicles and premises. Hours of operation, Monday to Friday, 9 AM to 5 PM, Saturday, 9 AM to 1 PM. Discussion. If not, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded to approve. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes?
Julie?
Yes.
I will vote yes, that's unanimous. Our next Class 2 license to buy and sell cars is for Scott M. Berry, doing business as Scratch and Dent Auto Body and Sales, located at 10 North Main Street, East Templeton. Restrictions, land area, use as shown on plot plan on file in the Selectmen's office, limited to a total of 6 cars at any time. Adherence to Conservation Commission stipulations. Reference Assessors Map 1-2, parcel 179. Comments? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
I will vote yes, that's unanimous. Scott McPherson, doing business as Scott's Garage at 229 Gardner Road. Restrictions, land area use as shown on plot plan on file in the Selectmen's office, limited to a total of 303 vehicles at any one time per said plan. Reference Assessors Map 6-12, parcel 17-1. Questions, comments? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
So moved. To approve?
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
I vote yes, that's unanimous.
Have you ever seen 300 cars there?
No.
I don't think I have either.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That'd be
Our
nice for
next
him.
Class 2 license is Richard Terigny, doing business as Below Book Auto Sales, located at 1199 Patriots Road. Restrictions, land area use as shown on plot plan on file in the Selectmen's office, limited to a total of 6 cars at any time. Planning Board site approval plan dated January 25th, 2012, are hereby incorporated by reference into said license. Questions, comments? Hearing none. We have a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
I'll vote yes, that's unanimous. The next Class 2 is Lang's Old Car Parts Incorporated, doing business as Lang's Vintage Automobiles, located at 74 Maple Street, Baldwinville. And the premises is described in Planning Board Site File Approval, April 23, 2013. Any questions or comments on this license? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve. Julie?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Diane?
Yes.
I vote yes, that's unanimous. And I'll probably use this. Okay, we have a Class 3 license. Templeton Auto Parts, 409 Hubbardston Road, Templeton.
That one shouldn't be in there.
Okay, so we want to pass over this one at the current time? All right,
They're not up to date on their taxes.
all right. Motor vehicle junk license, Class 3, Constantino Salvage and Recycling, 364 Patriots Road. Premises described as follows: restrictions, no storage of any type of scrap metals, including tires and motors, except on designated areas of the junkyard. No more than 150 cars to be stored at any one time. Maintaining 20-foot wide natural barrier around junkyard perimeters. Additional restriction, letter dated December 16, 2004, from Police Chief Whitaker, which is also incorporated by reference. See the letter dated from the Selectmen. Those should be attached to. Okay. Do we have any questions, comments on this one? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second?
Moved and seconded. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
I'll vote yes. Okay, that takes care of class twos. Do we have, class twos, any class twos, right?
I have a question, please.
Yes, sir.
Why was my Class 3 license passed over when normally they would take and vote on it pending my taxes being paid at the end of the month?
And who are you, sir?
Templeton Auto Parts,
Your name?
Mike Ferris.
Mike? That was the decision of the board.
The board didn't decide that, Holly decided that.
No, they
No, I
didn't.
suggested that.
Because every year they vote on my license, and the last day of the month of December, I pay my taxes, which is usually how they do it every year. They vote pending that, it's approved pending I pay my taxes for the end of the year. According to Chapter 40, Section 57, I have the right to pay my taxes up to 1 year behind. As long as I'm not over 1 year behind the day the license is handed in my hand, I can get it.
That's not accurate.
That is correct. I already have my lawyer look into it.
It's not, they don't have to vote that, that's up to them if they vote it like that.
I don't understand why every year we go through the same fight for the license. I'm never gonna pay my taxes before December 31st. Never. The only reason I will never pay them before that is because every year I come in here, it's a hassle. I do a matter of principle, the town gets an extra few $1,000s a year out of me for penalties and interest. I never complain about the extra penalties and interest. I pay that. So I don't understand why there's an issue every year for the renewal of my license. My license, just like they do in the past, should be renewed pending the taxes being paid on the end of the year. I already went to the tax collector's office, they already told me it was $17,000, so I know I gotta pay it for the end of the month.
Is everyone else? So
They have,
he's-
they have in the past. That's just what the board decides, it's up to you guys. He's in arrears $18,000.
$17,000, for which I already went to the tax collector's
It's
office.
$18,000, I just got the report from them
And I
today.
know that I have to pay my taxes for the end of the month. There's no question about that. And I pay them every year at the end of December. We all know that. So I don't understand why they're pushing mine off to another meeting for my taxes, where they should be voted on pending my taxes being paid at the end of the month, which I always pay every year.
That's up to the board.
Well, essentially, that, we chose not, I chose not to bring it up. If the board feels that they want to take an action tonight, somebody can make a motion.
Have
to
we
do
done
it.
that in the past?
It has been done in the past, but I know that there's, how many other liquor license and business holders that pay their taxes on time and that are in here right away with it? I guess I don't feel like they should all be treated fairly if you're not paying your taxes, but that's up to the board. That's my opinion.
I'm not trying to use the license for next year, I'm still using my current license. So it should be getting voted on the end of the year, I get my license, providing I pay my taxes. If we go
End
into a
of the year
different
for
month,
next year or end of the year?
It's for next year, it's for
It's for
January
next year.
1st.
It takes effect January 1st.
So as long as he pays his taxes by the 31st.
But on the other hand, sake of discussion, if the taxes aren't paid, we're under no obligation to act on it either.
And the taxes need to be paid up until December 31st of last year, so it would be second quarter of 2015. So this $18,000 in taxes is for 2014 and 2015 that haven't been paid yet, just to clarify.
but that would put me, what I pay at the end of this year, I'm within that 12-month period, which is state law. When I pay at the end of this month, which I have all intention of paying at the end of the month. At the last day, the last time is fired. If they hold up the license this month, and then it goes into the next month's meeting, which I think that was what the way Holly described to me, would be January sometime, that means my license don't get issued right now for January, and in January, I'm not allowed to operate by the laws of not having the license, which would open the town up to a real lawsuit. Because the law says that I can be up to 1 year behind at the day I receive my license.
Excuse me, the law says you have to December 31st to pay those taxes.
Correct.
It does not say the board has to vote that,
Well,
just to
Every
be
year, up until
accurate.
this year, they voted on it, December 31st, as long as your taxes are paid, here's your license. They always voted on it at this meeting. This has been like this for years and years and years.
There's a lot of things that have always been done a certain way, but they're
So as
not
long as
being.
I don't understand why they're not voting on it, so that at the end of this year, when I go in and pay my taxes, I walk over to the next office like I do every year, and show them that I paid the taxes, which I always give them certified funds, and I walk over to the next office and I get my license, which is the same way it's always been in the past. I don't understand what the change is. I also don't understand what the change is when they sent out a checklist that came from the board, of which I called 2 members and asked them questions about the checklist, and there was stuff on there that didn't even apply, that nobody did any homework looking into. Like, if you're a corporation, you're not required to carry a business certificate, but yet they wanted me to go to the Carol Harris's office to have my business certificate signed off that it was current. You don't even required to have that. They're asking about general liability policy, they want to be a certificate holder. That's not required. Do I have general liability? Sure I do. But it's not required to make the town a certificate holder. So there were certain things on that checklist that someone threw in there for no reason, of which I still can't figure that out, and my lawyer can't figure out why that was thrown in there either. But all I'm saying is, end of the year, for the 31st, my tax is gonna be paid. So I don't understand why we're not gonna vote on the license tonight. It was in the pile. Why we're not gonna vote on it tonight pending my taxes being paid at the end of the month.
Mr. Ferris, they would be paid current, and you'd be right up to date, or they would
No.
still be 1 year
But
behind?
they're not 1 year behind, because that's what the law is.
And you do that on principle?
Yes,
Principle alone?
yeah.
And the board wouldn't be allowed to make change in their
No, because it's
policy
state-
on principle?
It's state law. Chapter 40, section 57 is state law.
Okay. Well, I don't know, if we have done it in the past, we can't. Practice unfortunately sets precedent, I guess, and I would have to go back through the minutes.
That's fine, I just want to clarify what he's saying is state law.
I'm saying
not
that
state law that you have to
we
vote
don't
it
have to
that way.
vote it,
Okay.
but then you're just, but it is correct that he can be the 1 year behind. But if we don't vote it until January, you have to close down till however long it is that we,
You have a meeting coming up at the end of the
we
month.
have
Coming up on
another, but
December
it's still,
21st,
I know, but
so-
it's still before the end of the year, and Mr. Ferris does not pay his taxes until December 31st. So in all reality, we are not going to issue, you're not going to get
Yeah, I'm
your
not looking for you to-
license,
I'm not
so,
gonna get it until I pay the taxes. I'm just looking on you to vote it, so when I go in.
where is that? Could I see that
And
license?
again, as long as we vote it pending
Yeah, I'm
his
not-
taxes are paid, what's the harm?
Yeah, that's right. Which is the same thing I do every year.
Is that license in here or over there?
I'd like
Over
to
there.
suggest that we table this until December 31st, so we have an opportunity to.
We're
look
not meeting on
into it.
December 31st.
No.
Meeting
Oh,
on
we're
the
not.
21st.
We're meeting on the 21st, so we're still going to have the same,
It'll be the same.
we're meeting when? The 23rd?
But you could look into it if you wanted to.
20.
But if we wanted to look into it and then on that date make a vote, we're still saying pending taxes are paid by
I
the
mean the
31st,
21st.
which is another 10
23rd.
days.
But we have an
It's a
up-to-date
Monday.
tax report as of today.
Did I say the 23rd? Oh, 21st, 21st.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
21st.
that's not that, anyway, it's,
So there's no harm in just voting on it, and as long as I can
we
get
know
a
how
check.
much he owes. And we can vote it subject to, and he can't have it anyway.
Yeah,
If it's
that's
not done, we're
That's right, I
we're
have no
not
problem
gonna
with
give
that,
it
just
to him.
voting on it subject, I pay my taxes.
So, I mean, he's not breaking the law. So,
It's up to you if you want to put it off till the next meeting. I could even
I
get a
don't,
legal
can I have a
opinion if you
license so
wanted.
that I can make the correct motion? Thanks.
Is it down there? I think it's down there. Oh, no,
Nope,
it's in
we
here.
probably gave it back to
It's in
you.
the red folder.
Was it?
Thanks.
No, it's the state law, just for the record.
Well, the state law is what he quoted, correct? Okay. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts Town of Templeton Motor Vehicle Junk License, Class 3. I make a motion to approve that license, subject to the payment of the taxes, according to Mr. Ferris, for Templeton Auto Parts, Inc., located at 409 Hubbardston Road, Templeton, Mass., and that the license would not be given until proof is given to the Selectmen's office that it is paid
Usually,
up to the,
Carol will give me a slip and I go
Okay,
down
great.
and
that's my motion.
And I'll second that.
Further discussion? If not, I will go along with this, but I would like us to perhaps review and maybe institute policies regarding the issuance of licenses so that we have a little more clarity to deal with these issues in the future. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Abstain.
I vote yes. Reluctantly. Motion carries, 3 in favor, 1 abstain.
So you have to sign them, I'll have to sign them all after. You just stick them all there, I'll sign them all after.
Okay, common victual licenses?
We did that already.
Did that, okay.
Yeah.
The vote on the license denial, was that?
Yeah, we got time for
Yeah,
that.
they were already voted under the liquor licenses.
Okay.
Diane did those.
Mr. Chairman, 7 minutes, Steve can probably go over where we, it comes after the hearing, but you
Yeah.
can
Need the
move it
vote
up
on
the
that.
agenda.
You need the vote on
Would you
that,
like to
right?
discuss that?
Yeah, yeah.
Evening. So, just as a brief update on the license renewal process with Comcast, we are engaged in discussions with them, and our attorney contacted the representative from Comcast. There's no formal proposal on the table at this time, but considering that the license expires on December 21st, and the board suggested that it would be great to have a forum or some kind of hearing, which I believe is required actually when we receive the proposal from Comcast. We can't get it done by the 21st. And we are trying to set up a meeting with Comcast for the 17th, and we're hoping at that time that we can put proposal on the table, and that, considering what the gentleman from Comcast said to the attorney, Bill Solomon, we believe that there could be the essence of a framework to build around. And there's still a lot of little things in the contract that are still very important, like drop,
Typo.
how long of a drop
And
for a
if it
driveway
matters.
you can have, and density requirements and things that we have to work out. So, considering that it's going to be very difficult to get this done on December 21st and impossible to post a hearing from now until then, I asked him to prepare something to extend the license, and I imagine, well, from what I gather, it's fairly common that towns go beyond the license date. And he said the best way to do it is to issue a preliminary, what he calls a friendly denial. Comcast has been made aware of this. They've approved it through the attorney, and so the Board of Selectmen would vote this evening to issue a preliminary denial on this, and it would extend our time with the contract through to February 29th. And we could still try to work something out this month, if we could do it, but then to have the hearing and everything, we'd need a little bit more time. So that's it in a nutshell.
That's it?
Steve, what is this piece that went along? What's that?
That is.
Does that go with this letter?
Yeah, that's,
Well, not necessarily. That
Prospects
is
that-
just what the attorney sent to me on, and he asked me not to really speak publicly about the details on that, but
Oh, just
it
that,
has
okay.
the basic percentages that were discussed with Comcast of what we would take for the PEG funding for the station, for the public, educational, and government channel.
Okay.
And so it lays out.
So it all goes together back to them to say we're not going to renew at this time?
That's actually, the table that you have is not from Comcast, that's from the attorney's financial person, basically saying, okay, here are the numbers we talked about, and this is what it would mean. And I would say those numbers are a little inflated.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
those are not based on what we currently receive from Comcast.
okay,
It would be, I would downgrade them about 10 to 20%.
okay. I was like, wow.
I'm very conservative that way.
Okay.
I don't count my fictional chickens until they hatch.
So do we need to make a motion to have you sign this?
A motion would be a friendly denial.
Okay.
And, you know, I have to say, I think it makes sense to do it this way because I think the town
We have to have the hearing.
seems to have a good prospect for a good result.
Okay. So I make a motion for the town administrator to sign the letter to be sent to Comcast for the friendly preliminary denial.
I'll second that.
Should the motion include the February 29th date?
I think that's in his,
What, February 29th date?
To extend the current contract through February
Yeah.
29th.
I don't see a date in here.
But add the date in. That
So
should be in the
I
motion.
make a
there's a
motion
letter,
for...
and there should also be, I don't know if we have this.
Nope, didn't see
No.
that.
Not in there, not in the packet.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to make copies of this for them?
Can I just...
Do you want me to?
Yeah,
Nope, we can just pass it. So,
that's what would be
okay, I would like to
said,
amend my
and I
motion
think
to include
that may
sending the
also be-
friendly preliminary denial to, extending to February 29th, 2016.
I believe that's also sent to the cable and communications.
To whomever
Department
it
of the
needs to
state.
be sent to, for the, yeah, okay.
I'll second the amended motion.
So that goes with that.
I'll read that part of it.
All right. Any other questions, comments regarding the cable contract? Hearing none, we have a motion and a second. Diane?
Yes.
Doug?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
I vote yes, that's unanimous. We are at 7:29, so
Perfect.
good
Thank
timing,
you.
Steve.
Thank you. And
We should
hopefully
share
we'll have a contract pretty soon.
Not have been put in the packet. Pass them back. Nothing. Right,
Yeah, we should give this page to be
the same.
taxed out because it's not for
Not for
public
public.
consumption.
There we-
So we should all take it out of our packet and give it.
You should.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we're at 7:30, and we have a tax classification hearing. We declare the hearing open. Bob, you want to explain what tax classification is?
Well, in 1980, the voters of the Commonwealth, in their great wisdom, adopted a statute providing that local communities can split their tax rate if they choose. That is to say, they can shift more of the tax burden within limits, there is a limit, to commercial and industrial properties, to businesses, and in exchange for that, lower the tax rate on residents. To the best of my knowledge, and I've asked about this for several long-standing employees, the town has never done that. The town always adopts a single tax rate.
That's correct.
I think the assessors here, who is going to recommend a tax rate and who will tell you what your option is for splitting if you choose to do so. Again, the town has never split its tax rate because it is perceived as being unfriendly towards commercial and industrial businesses by loading more of the tax burden on them than would be fair. Although there are those who argue that, well, they can afford it. So, but that's your decision. I think we would ask the chief assessor for a recommendation on a tax rate, and then he can tell you your option for splitting if you choose to do so, or to vote a single tax rate.
Yeah, no, I just saw it here. Okay, here it is, from the Board of Assessors.
Yep.
There's a letter dated December 3rd. I don't know if you all have seen this?
Yeah, it's in the
Yes.
packet.
Okay. The Board of Assessors unanimously voted at their regular meeting on December 2nd